Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, got it. It's recording now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Moran was going to look into that too.
We got more people. Yay.
They all want to hear a story.
Welcome, 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 everybody. So fun to see so many people on calls all throughout the week. All these beautiful faces. So nice. Hi, Randa. Nice to see you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I see Yusef and Deborah again. Yay. She had a wonderful event this morning.
That was good. Yeah.
I know. I missed that. And I meant to get on the afternoon one and thought it started at 4:30 and I didn't want to come in that much later.
So the afternoon one on health, she canceled. So that was not on the Point newsletter.
Okay.
Or in my other emails.
Well, good. I missed nothing.
No, missed nothing. She was sick. She had to back out. So
that's too bad.
Myself and V were on the one that was canceled, and we didn't realize it was canceled. So we sat there and talked to each other 20 minutes. I mean, for an hour about spirituality and health.
Oh wow!
Oh my God! You and who else? You said who else was there?
V.
Oh, V. Oh, well, that's Vanessa. Yeah. Oh, good. Good.
Yep. And we just talked and powwowed for like a whole hour. It was kind of funny.
Well, then it was not wasted.
Exactly.
So was that Vanessa or was that Vianne?
Vanessa.
Okay.
And she goes by V on her little name on
right, but Vianne is also a
Vianne is a different.
I think we should still count that as a point event because we were
absolutely
there.
Yeah.
Did you record it?
We didn't.
Yeah. You have no documentation.
Okay, I want contemporaneous notes though, Yusef.
I will.
Notes, right?
Is that Nurse Vanessa?
She took notes too.
Was that Vanessa, the nurse?
Yeah, no. Vanessa. It was Vanessa. I don't know if she's a nurse, but
no. Kimber was the nurse who was going to give the workshop.
Right, but Vanessa.
Vanessa's another person from Point, but she hasn't been to our meetings because we've been Zoom. She just joined this year, which I think she lives in Rancho Santa Fe, and Steve and I know her. She
used to teach at the University of Phoenix with me in comparative religion.
You know her occupation?
She taught at University of Phoenix with comparative religion.
Yeah, there was a school nurse that brought Kimber to us, whose name was Vanessa. So I just wondered if that was the same Vanessa. Thanks, Sherry.
Yeah.
Yep, but apparently not.
Oh.
Well,
sounds good.
We're
so
getting.
We are now at about 6:33. And I just want to let you know, Steve, if you are host, please be aware of the admit, because apparently we still have to admit people if they show up. And I mean, they should be coming in on their own, but my computer won't let me. Here's another admit. Okay, we better wait just a moment.
Yeah, but if I'm reading the book, I guess I can hit the admit button too. I can be ambidextrous.
I hope it'll
multitasker.
Yeah. Well, how about I just welcome everybody tonight, and just so happy that you're all here. And if you would like just to take a moment, let's take a moment of silence, and whatever faith tradition you are, let's just know that we are in divine company and just wonderful friendship and camaraderie, and just however you wish to center yourself for this wonderful evening. Take a moment to do that in silence. God, by whatever name. This time I'm going to make are now a host.
Is that me? It says I am now the host. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This session is being recorded. So if you need to leave for any reason, please mute your face and your person and your voice. And I'd like to welcome you to the Children's Hour, which is happening during Interfaith Awareness Week all around the world. And this is Interfaith Awareness Week's 5th yearly celebration. And it's a week dedicated to honoring and respecting all people of all faiths from any culture, from anywhere in the world. And because we believe equal spiritual opportunity and human rights belongs to everyone, people have resonated with that idea. And tonight we include people of all ages. We don't know how many really young people we might have tonight. Some of our writings, the 2 books that'll be presented, are more for 4 and above, thereabouts. But looking around the group right now, we're all about what, 30? Yeah, that's about it, 30. Well, the Children's Hour is dedicated to those young people who are just learning that they are very special. They can make friends with all types of people who might look different than them, people who might speak a different language, people who come from a different city or a different country. Our time tonight is to honor our children and the specialness that they have within them. My name's Steve Albert, Reverend Steve Albert. I'm director of the World Interfaith Network. I've written many adult books, and I've just completed my first book for kids who are 4 years old or older. It's called I Am a Rainbow. So even if you're still a kid at 40 or 80, I think you'll be enjoying this unpublished book. After my reading, I'll have the honor of introducing you to a young author, Ayana Patel, who will be reading you her book, Pacey the Peacock. Came out a year ago, December, and I believe you're going to find that her book is an inspiration for people of any age. After the 2 books have been read, we will have Meet the Author time. If you have a question, we will ask you to unmute yourself at that time and join in the conversation. But for now, please mute yourself so we can begin the program. Again, I'd like to welcome you to Interfaith Awareness Week 2021, to the Children's Hour, where we can cuddle up with our family and friends and read a new book that I hope you'll find interesting. The book is called I Am a Rainbow. And as much as I've written it and had friends edit it, I still haven't found an illustrator yet. So you'll find some of the illustrations not as perfect as I would like. But the story goes that once upon a time, on a beautiful sunny day, a group of school children took a bus trip to the nearby flower field.
If we don't see the pictures, do you have the PowerPoint up?
Yeah, okay.
Share screen.
All right, let me go back. I apologize for this. You can see it now. How about now?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your willing to hang around with me. Anyway, let me go back one more time. Once upon a time, on a beautiful sunny day, a group of school children took a bus trip to the nearby flower fields. As they got off the bus, their teacher smiled and said, "Be safe and have fun. Don't hurt the flowers." Yusef, Carlos, Rose, Sherry, and Fumiko ran together towards the flowers. "Wow," Sherry said, "look at all the colors." "I like the yellow ones," Carlos said. "I like the red ones," Fumiko said. "Which is your favorite color?" "Can we pick them?" Why not?" Yusef said as he bent down to pick up one of every color. "How many colors are there?" Sherry asked. "Maybe a zillion," Yusef said. Fumiko became very quiet. There was something shiny on the ground, like glass. "What did you find?" Carlos asked. "I don't know," Fumiko answered, "but it looks different. It's definitely not a flower." Fumiko had found something different. "What is it?" Rose said as she took it out of Fumiko's hand. "I found it. It's mine," Fumiko said as she snatched the object back into her own hand. "Please don't fight over me," the object said. "Uh-oh." The children gasped and dropped the object to the ground. "Don't be afraid. I am the one who protects the flower field, and I watch over the beautiful colors that are within every living thing. I'm all about shining light." "Like a flashlight?" Carlos said, a little confused. "No," said the object. "I'm talking about the beautiful light that is within each one of you." "I didn't know I had light inside of me," Carlos explained. "Did you?" "Does everyone have a light inside of them?" Yusef asked. "Yes, and they are all the same. You have the same light inside, and you are all special, just like each one of these flowers," said the object. "What are you? And how can you talk?" Sherry asked. "Are you a robot?" The other children wanted to know too. And all of a sudden, the prison started to grow. The children's mouths were wide open and their eyes were looking up. They were astonished, but not scared. "Ooh," each child said at the same time. "I am full of colors and I have a light of many colors inside of me," the prison said. "Light of many colors?" asked Sherry. "What's that?" "Your body and my body and everyone's body is made up of light, which is made up of colors." "Which color?" asked Rose. "Every color of the rainbow," the prism answered. "What's a rainbow?" the children asked. "You are each a rainbow." "See what happens when sunlight comes through me," said the prism. "Wow, I see red," Carlos pointed. "It's red and orange too," Sherry said. "I see red and orange and yellow and green," Yusef called out. "Wait, I see all those colors and blue, light blue and dark blue," Rose said, wondering. Look, I see violet and all the other colors. They're all so beautiful, Fumiko said. Guess what? All of those colors and more are inside of you, the prism proclaimed. Carlos asked the prism, well, why can't we see each color when we look at each other? Before I answer your question, let me ask you one of mine. Are any of the colors better than the others? What do you think? We agree that they're all different, they're all beautiful. And as the children said that, the prism began to grow bigger and much brighter. So if the light is inside of you, then all those different colors are also inside of you too, right? Doesn't that make each one of you beautiful and different? The children were now not necessarily listening to the prism, but they were paying more attention to the rainbow. Sherry spoke up as she waved her hand through the rainbow. How could all these colors be inside of us? Yeah, Fumiko said. When I look in the mirror, all I see is me. Hey, Prism, Carlos asked, why can't we see the many different colors inside of us? Maybe it's because you don't look for them, the prism said. Said Yusuf. The prism asked the children, what do you see when you look in a mirror? Yusuf answered, I see a boy with black skin, black hair, and brown eyes. Sherry called out, I see a girl with white skin, blue eyes, and blonde hair. I have green eyes, and my skin is kind of light brown, Fumiko said. And my brown hair and brown eyes is what I see when I look in the mirror. I don't know what color skin I have. It's not brown or white, but in between, Rose said. My eyes are kind of brown and green too. How beautiful you all are, the prism said to the children. Now, which one of you is the perfect color? Children looked down at the ground, shrugged their shoulders, and murmured under their breath. And the prism continued. That's because there is no perfect color. All colors are beautiful. Would you like to play a game with me? A color game? Asked the prism. Yay, yelled the children. Well, let's start with the color red. How many red fruits can you name? There are cherries, berries, and watermelon. And how many orange fruits can you name? Well, there's oranges and mango and peaches and tangerines. And how many yellow fruits can you name? Well, there's yellow apples and pineapple and pears and bananas. And how many green fruits can you name? Well, there's grapes and kiwi, honeydew and pears. Carlos says, I'm getting hungry. Are you? The prism asks, how many light blue fruits can you name? There are the blueberries, the figs, the raspberries, the elderberries. Well, how many dark fruits can you name? There's the blackberries and the Concord grapes. And how many violet or purple fruits can you name? Well, there's the figs and the grapes and the plums. Well, now that we have all the fruits, we can make a beautiful rainbow fruit salad. Do you like fruit salad? Yum. And we can have a rainbow of vegetables too, said Fumiko. That's right, said the prism. What should we include? Tomatoes and carrots and squash and lettuce and blue potatoes and cabbage and eggplant. And don't forget the butterflies, Carlos shouted. They're all different colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple. Their colors are beautiful too, and they are all different. Don't forget the candy, Rose laughed, and we look at all the colorful candy around. Yes, all of those are very special, and we are better when we include all the colors. And life gets better when we include all the people of all the different colors as friends in our life. The children nodded their heads in agreement. Yusuf commented, but I do not see my brown skin or hair color in the rainbow. The prison exclaimed, oh, it's there. It is very special because it blends more than one of the colors. What colors? Asked Yusuf. Blue plus red plus yellow equals brown. Yusuf screamed happily, I am a rainbow. Yes, humans are never just one color. Each person in the world is always a blend of colors. The prism asked the children, have you ever seen a person who was only red all over? No, the children said. Have you ever seen someone who is only orange all over? No, the children said. How about a yellow person? No, the children said. And how about a green or a blue or a violet person? No. And the children began to giggle. What is true is that everyone in this world is a blend of many colors. That's why everyone here is equal. Sherry said, my sister's hair is red, but it's not really red. Rose said, and that's why my eyes are both brown and green. The prism said, and that's what makes you all so special. You are all rainbows. What color of the rainbow are inside of you? I am a rainbow. This is written as a companion book to my new book, A Rainbow for the World. And the interesting part about it is that many of the characters that are in the book are here on the screen with us today, right? Sherry and Yusuf. Yeah, I know you were there. Anyway, I have the honor now of introducing you to a young author, Ayana Patel, who will be reading you her book, Pacey the Peacock. You're going to find this is just a great book. And I'm so thrilled that we were able to get Ayana to be part of this today. And now I'm going to, before I introduce her, try to turn it over to her participants. Ayana, more, and make host. Yes, so Ayana, you are now the host. Congratulations. Let me tell you about her. She is known as the kindness instigator. Ayana uses her leadership skills and perseverance to promote inclusion for all. From her own experiences, teaching children with special needs through dance and mentorship, she has this ability. Ayana hopes this book sheds light on how the compassion of others can open doors for everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce you to Ayana Patel.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me and thank you for all the support. Sorry, the sun's kind of like in my face, so hopefully you can see me. Well, like Dr. or Reverend Steve Albert said, I am the author of Pacey the Peacock. This is my book, and I'll be reading it through a PowerPoint, but this is the printed copy. And you can get it on Amazon if you want to, but let me just share my screen. Okay. Here is Pacey the Peacock. My name is Pacey, and I am an iridescent blue peacock who has differentism. Differentism means my brain understands the world differently. The way I see, smell, taste, touch, and hear information is different than most other peacocks. This makes it hard for me to fit in and make friends. I would love to have a friend who accepts me for who I am. I have vibrant blue eyes and blue and green feathers on my body. The best part of me is that I wear a head ornament. I call it my crown. I'm unique from most other beautiful peacocks though. Yes, as you can see, I was born with no tail feathers. Other peacocks have big feathers with brilliant colors and an eye in the center of each tail feather. When peacocks want to make friends, they spread out their feathers and display them to let other peacocks know. Unfortunately, I have difficulty doing this, especially since I look different. I do not have long tail of feathers like the other peacocks. Another characteristic of differentism is that it is hard to communicate with other peacocks. Sometimes the words just do not come out, even though I see them in my head. I prefer to point and use gestures when I want to interact with others. Sometimes I get nervous trying new things and activities. It takes time for me to adjust to everything. Most peacocks like to fly and rest up in different trees, but for me, I enjoy staying with the same one that fits me, my cozy perch. It is my special place and it helps me relax. I like things to be the same. I like to listen to the same rooster who says cock-a-doodle-doo in the morning and the same frogs who say ribbit ribbit in the evening. This repetition calms down a little peacock like me. At times, when places get too crowded, I tend to move away as quickly as I can. I'm afraid to be around big groups of animals. However, one day I was resting in my usual tree when I saw a flock of peacocks underneath me. They were dancing around with their colorful, flowing feathers. It was at that moment I wanted to try. I wanted to see if other peacocks would speak to me. So I slowly flew down to the ground, and by the time I landed, each peacock had turned around. I froze. I could not say hello. The words would not come out of my mouth. But just then, a friendly peacock approached me. "Hi, my name is Blue," he said. I smiled and waved. I took a few more steps forward and quietly whispered hello. Suddenly, every peacock came to say hi, and as I met each one, my confidence began to rise. Soon after, the other peacocks asked me to join them as they continued to dance. I observed their graceful rhythm and followed their movement in my own way as they twirled and glided. When the sun began to set, everyone decided to say goodbye, but before we left, Blue said to me, "I'm glad you joined us to dance. See you tomorrow." It was at that moment that I realized my new friends accepted me for who I am. I felt so happy. This was the best day ever. I made some friends and felt welcome in a world meant for everyone. The end. And also differentism is what Pacey the Peacock has in my book. And it's a term that I created, meaning someone who has special qualities and a uniqueness that make you who you are, but don't limit your ability to do what you love. And I know most people, or not everyone on here, is not a child, but the message behind my book still can relate to everyone. And that's also why I created the term differentism, because I wanted to find a word to describe everyone and something that everyone could relate to. We all have differentism. We all are different and unique in our own ways. We're so special. And basically, I wrote this book because I wanted to teach not just children, but everyone that it's okay to be different, but we should, accept ourselves for who we are and really try to include everyone and love others for who they are as well. So that's my book. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much again for having me.
Okay, thank you. Ayana, if you can, yeah. And if you go down to participants and end up making me host again.
I think I did.
Good job. So now I'd like to open this up to a meet the author time. You have, what time, 7 o'clock? You've got at least 30 minutes to ask questions or give your thoughts about anything that was read. What's going on in your mind, everybody? Unmute yourself, and it's a free-for-all.
What wonderful stories. These were very inspiring stories. And for some reason, I don't know what it was, but I really liked that Yusef guy. He was like, I like that guy. But yes, it was a great story. And it really pulled together the ideas that we're all, one color, and that color is just the human race. I mean, we're all just one people, and I love that story. And to go on to our other story, that was great. I think I like the angle that it approached, from this peacock and the shyness. My children, my daughter was painfully shy. I mean, painfully shy. So I think she would really relate to that. I mean, she's 22 now, but still, she's still shy. So I think that I've experienced that type of peacock in my own daughter. So, and I'm sure as many people have. So what a beautiful story to bring home the beauty of differentism.
And I know nobody else here was ever shy in their life.
Yeah, I was shy.
And
I was too.
And,
Yeah, me too. Right. But I love that word differentism. And I can imagine that that's really going to catch on because it's so expressive for exactly what you intended. And I can see that word becoming in the dictionary very soon.
I think so too. I agree. That word itself, especially in 2020 and 2021, with all the calamities, everything that's going around the world, everything that's happening. In the past, different differences or being different, and if you want to call it the name that it was given this time, differentism, had the connotation of the negative connotation, and people didn't want to be different. Now individualism has changed the idea of the people and relationships in society. And now, although we want to identify individuals for what they do and what they are, we also want to celebrate, the differences that we have or that they have. That's why I say that in many games, many soccer games or whatever, they still, bend the knee and they do all kind of stuff. They're thinking about, what so many people have, sacrificed right now to bring us that idea that differences are what make us unique and what actually make us human.
When I was painfully shy at one point, I'm not anymore, I don't think, but what helped me most is in 1983, I married a Shriner, and Shriner are very social. And my husband was in one club, and his job was to provide the Campbell's milk, they call it. I don't know what Campbell's milk is, but the alcohol. And he was behind the bar most of the meeting, serving drinks. And so he had me stand behind the bar with him and fill the glasses with ice. So everybody that was there would come up and he'd introduce me and I would start chatting. And then pretty soon I got brave enough to come out from behind the table where the bar was set up. And then pretty soon I found I was mingling pretty good. And as time went on, I remembered that time in the beginning. And when I would see someone at one of these meetings that was new and was maybe hanging back, I would try very hard to make it a point to go up and start talking to them, because that's all I wanted, was someone just to come up and talk to me. And well, now I guess I'm not shy anymore, huh, Steve? So I know what it is to be shy, and I know over the years I have become unshy, and I love it. And I try to help people in my presence who seem to be shy, help them come out of that shyness.
Ayanna, have you given your book or shared your book with any of the elementary schools?
Yeah, I have read it to a local elementary school, and I know I was in contact with a few, but because of COVID, it was hard to schedule something, especially like on Zoom, because I know not all elementary schools were open. But I'm hoping that I can go in person when it's okay to do so, and read my book. So yeah.
Because I really love that book. Being an elementary school teacher myself, I'm retired obviously, but I taught kindergarten, first grade, and there were a lot of children that were they had differentism. They were extremely shy. They had other abilities that were different than so-called normal. And to have a book like that, to be able to read to them, and to have everyone share what they think their uniqueness is, and to honor the differences, that would be just amazing to me. And I would have loved to have that book years and years ago. So I'm glad that you're going to go out and when the time is right, obviously, and read it to the children. And if there's any way we can help you promote your book, we'd be happy to do that too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Miranda?
Ayanna, I was wondering how you came to name your peacock Pacey.
Oh, it's actually a funny story. Okay, so well, I chose a peacock because peacocks are my favorite animal. But Pacey, I don't know if you've seen the show, but it's called Dawson's Creek. And yeah, I named the peacock after Pacey.
A cute name, Pacey the Peacock. I mean, it just kind of fits.
Yeah. Well, and Steve and Ayanna, I thank you both for sharing your work, and for the nod, Steve. And although there are a few Sherrys that spell their name like that, but I think both of these highlight how special every person is, regardless of that we all hold the same colors. And the difference is, of course, I'm also a former educator, and you know, I kept thinking that, of course, you know, our autism spectrum kids are, you know, that they, you know, that definitely they have a hard time communicating, and they communicate in different ways, and not other children can't always do that. So what prompted you to write this? Was it an assignment, or are there other situations that Pacey's in? It's kind of a double question there for you, Ayana.
Well, as you were talking about autism, I actually first started writing my book with Pacey the Peacock having autism. So I kept that stuff in there, but I kind of took a different approach because I wanted it to be more relatable to anyone. But I did start off with that because, well, I have family members, my little cousins, 2 of them have autism. So I've grown up just being around individuals with disabilities. And I also teach an adaptive dance class. I created a program actually. So I teach class for that, and I teach children with disabilities. So they have autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy. It's open to anyone, but my students are really the people who inspired me to write my book because, you know, despite the fact that they have disabilities and they do have limitations because of those disabilities, they don't let it affect them from doing what they love, and they're still able to dance and, you know, just have a good time and participate in an activity that they should be included in.
Thank you. Especially in the shadow of our Paralympics as well, right? We have the Olympics and the Paralympics. So.
Well, I think there's one other thing that hasn't been said yet that really makes me excited. In the interfaith movement, one of the big issues are how do we bring on board younger people who have these great ideas, who can move it forward, and those of us who are starting to get a little bit older. I mean, I'm almost 40, that the beauty that we're seeing in Ayana here is she's 17 years old. The future that she's going to bring to all the people that she meets and all the people that she instructs, and whether it's considered interfaith or whether it's considered just someone who loves people, I applaud you for everything you're doing at your age level that some people aren't doing till long past that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Ren.
As a former elementary school teacher, I see so many possibilities, Steve, to extend your book into other areas of the curriculum, including art. You know, and a good teacher can, you know, do a lot with the colors and the you know, the color wheel and the rainbow, and incorporate all of those concepts, as well as the concept of, you know, that we're all different colors, and that's okay, and that's beautiful. And so there's so many different directions a good teacher can go with your book.
Wonderful. I had not yet thought that far out, but that's Randa, I will make you responsible for that. Thank you.
I wish I were still teaching. I would run with it.
All right.
One of the things that, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Who go?
Yusef,
okay.
Go ahead.
All right. One of the things on Steve's story that I really liked as well is that when the children thought that they didn't see themselves in what was going on there and their differentness, and it was explained anyway that if you don't see it, it's because you're not looking in the right manner. So I liked when they say, hey, there's no brown in the rainbow. And it's like, well, you know, if you look at it this way, there really is brown in the rainbow. So I appreciate that nuance to it as well. And people who have both green and gray eyes and you know, that kind of thing. So I really appreciate that part.
Thank you. Sherry, were you okay with your character?
Absolutely.
So I have a question for both of you. If you thought any plans, I guess maybe depending upon how well this goes, to making a sequel or a series of your story?
Ayana?
Oh, I've actually gotten that question a lot. I mean, I'm a rising senior, so I'm applying to colleges and all of that. Right now is probably not the best time to start writing a book, but I would definitely love to further this because I do think there's a lack of education and knowledge for our younger generations about being different and, you know, accepting ourselves and practicing inclusion. So I really would love to write another book to really push that movement forward. But yeah, maybe not right now. Maybe after I'm done applying to colleges.
I can see Pacey as being the sequel. I would love to see book 1, I mean, book 2 and book 3 and the different activities or people that he meets along the way that he can help come out of their maybe shyness or being afraid to come out, you know, how, and it just will, like one person helping another. I mean, I just think it could just take off and have quite a following.
There could be Pacey goes to college. Pacey goes to medical school. Pacey becomes an airline pilot. Pacey becomes, and then there's a whole series of what Pacey becomes.
Or does, you know, it would be great. Yeah. Anyway, we support whatever you want to do.
Yeah. If there's ever anything that if you need a letter of reference, you come right back to here. We'll make sure you get it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
be inspired by Forrest Gump, maybe.
Yeah. Pacey travels the country and all the people he meets, you know.
Another thing I really liked about your book, Ayana, is it shows that all it takes is one person or one individual to make a difference. You know, it was when that first peacock came over to him, understanding the situation and knowing that he needed a hand to feel welcome, and then everyone else followed suit. So in the conversation about being an ally, you know, what we teach the kids is it only takes one person to de-escalate sometimes an entire crowd. So well done with that too.
Yeah.
I need help. I've written a chat message, but I don't know how to send it. How do I send it?
Wrote what?
Just hit enter.
Just hit enter.
What do I push enter?
Or return.
Oh, well, it doesn't have my name on it.
We can see it under your name, but it will just display to you as me.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, Judy, you are me.
I hear this noise in the background. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I know what it is. My neighbor, my computer is by an open window that faces the street in my mobile home park. And my neighbor across the street decided, I'll mute myself in a minute, decided time was a time to vacuum. And she has the loudest vacuum I've ever heard. And even though her door is closed, I can still hear it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to mute myself and I think it'll go away.
Oh, and Robert, to answer the question you asked me, I'm just looking for an illustrator because you could see some of the pictures were mixed of real faces and
Right.
Some were animated faces. It was all taken off the internet.
Mm.
So once that happens, who knows?
And Steve, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did the kids get in trouble for picking the flowers because they were instructed not to hurt them?
No, they did not.
If the flowers willingly gave of their essence.
Just as we willingly give of the beauty that is within us.
Yes, there we go.
Ooh, where'd that come from?
See, you did leave some loose ends there for a sequel, see?
All right.
Well, Pacey Meets the Rainbow is definitely a sequel possibility as well.
Oh,
crossover. All right, there we go.
You know what I did when I wrote a story too. I wrote a book and I turned it into a play for children that weren't reading yet, preschool children. And we performed it at the preschool. So maybe, you know, we can also look at doing something like that with either, you know, Pacey, you know, you can think of that. Maybe just put it in your thinking cap. Steve, same thing. I just got military people to dress up as the characters and we performed it on the stage.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful. Love that idea.
Great idea.
Very
Well, I don't know what anybody's time frame is, but I wanted to make sure I at least shared this with you. This is milk and cookies.
I knew it was going to be food.
Oh, look, it's a peacock cookie.
Oh, rainbow cookies.
You've got
rainbow
cookies that I made this morning and peacock cookies that Ayana sent over to me. The milk came from a cow.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. They're delicious.
Well, we always like to feed people who come to our events.
Wow, that peacock feather is really well done.
Ah.
It is.
I'm going to take it off the screen because you guys are going to probably just, who knows what you'll do. All right.
Where do you find those pictures, Steve? You always have such yummy pictures.
No, I search for them. I always bring food to anything that I'm doing online because people expect that when you go to a conference or a lecture or a talk of any kind, that afterwards there's going to be meandering time with food. Well, just because we can't meet in person yet, you still should have the food. So if you tell me in advance you want barbecue or you want pizza or you want cookies or you know, I'll make it up for you.
I know one time I asked for chocolate. Oh boy, did you provide the chocolate. Wow. I remember.
Chocolate is the #1 food group in the world. And everybody's heads are going, yeah. So, I always make sure that no matter what I'm presenting, there's some chocolate for those of us who have to eat. And we don't, the other nice thing is it's calorie free.
So does anybody have any other comments? And if not, I think we can wind this up.
This has been a wonderful session. I just felt like a little kid again, sitting back, listening to the library to the storyteller. It was really fun.
We're all kids at heart, so this is good. Yeah.
Yes, it was fabulous. Well done, both of you. Nice presentation.
Youssef, we'll see you tomorrow, right?
Yes, it's a shout out for Youssef's event tomorrow night.
Yes, I'm up tomorrow. It's my turn under the microscope.
Yeah. What is it? 6 o'clock, you said?
6 o'clock.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Ayana, Steve.
Thank you all.
And go on Amazon and pick up Ayana's book.
We have it.
Yeah.
Anyway, may you be guided beautifully and gently wherever you go and whatever you do.
God bless everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ayana.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.